word welcome. I'm Peggy, and we're going to celebrate today. We are celebrating something that is, to me, is magic, that we have it here in our midst. Great music, great art, the Greenville Symphony Orchestra. And they are going to have, beginning very soon now, their 67th season. And of course, if you haven't been, I urge you to stay with us and learn about what's going on, because it's a tremendous opportunity for all of us who live here in the upstate of South Carolina. And I'm honored. I have three very special people here. Maestro Edvard Tchivzhel is here. He is the musical director and the conductor. And I think he's pretty much loved by everybody. And we're proud always to have you.
Peggy.
And then Braxton Ballew is here, and he is the Director of Education, which is quite an outreach for all of our children, little ones all the way up. And
Children
then,
of
of
all
course,
ages.
Bill Johnson, who has been the Executive Director, and we're just pleased to have you.
Thank you.
I don't know where to begin. I mean, it's fabulous what's going on this year.
We have a terrific season.
In October, Yo-Yo Ma will make an appearance in Greenville at the Peace Center with our symphony orchestra.
Third time. It will be his third time here.
Okay, so this is one concert only.
Right.
Yes, one performance.
Yeah. So, and I don't know that tickets have even gone on sale yet, but we wanted people to know about that. Then we have the Masterworks Series, which is 6 concerts, and it's performed twice, on Saturday evening
Yes.
and Sunday afternoon throughout the
Throughout
season.
the season.
Yeah. Then we have the Spotlight Series. Tell us about that, Bill.
Well, the Spotlight Series takes place at Center Stage. It's done on a Saturday, one in the early afternoon and one in the evening. The concerts are an hour long, and our musicians wear casual clothes. They talk to the audience and explain what they're playing and introduce themselves. There is no conductor, so Edvard gets to enjoy from the audience the music that our musicians make. And it's just a very laid-back experience, because people can come, wear their jeans, come into the Center Stage area with a glass of wine, sit down and listen to some great music performed by our principal musicians in ensembles or as soloists. So it's
And then
highly
we
recommended.
have the Chamber Orchestra Series, which is
It's 4 concerts.
4. Yeah.
4, and each played 3 times. Friday, Saturday night, and matinee and Sunday again. And that's smaller orchestra, like Champ, basically about 40 to 50 people. And that's a casual atmosphere also, which I talking to audience, explaining particular pieces, and sometimes we have jokes. So anyway, it is very nice, casual, very close, and excellent acoustics also. And repertoire is very special, which includes, of course, pieces of Baroque time and early classical, as well as some new contemporary composers who write for chamber ensemble.
There's something for everyone. And we're going to talk about the outreach to the community and to our schools and our children in particular. But we do have some footage that we want to share with you, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. And if we're ready, let's go with that, so that people will understand exactly what we're talking about. The Greenville Symphony Orchestra, we're very proud to have them.
The Greenville Symphony enriches our quality of life with live orchestral performances. It positively impacts the upstate's economic stability and engages residents, visitors, and students alike with cultural and educational experiences. Your support ensures that our music matters.
And now you have a little bit an idea of what we're talking about. And Braxton, I want you to tell us, we have this grandeur, really, and there's something there for everybody. I mean, there's really classical all the way down to sometimes jazz. But you have a special outreach.
You know, I got to say, we love calling it community engagement because from where I sit, you know, I always say when I go to work every day, it's Greenville Symphony. Our orchestra belongs to everybody. And what I do is simply remove barriers for participation. We have programs that run all the way from our real tiny little kids. I think maybe most of your viewers may be familiar with our Lollipops programs because they've been running for over 50 years, which I am very honored to be the current custodian of. We have a similar program for Timber Tales. These are for our real little kids. And it's still classical music. Kids love classical music. We know this. You know, they come, they enjoy, they have fun, they jump around, they get to meet the musicians in the orchestra.
They don't have to sit in a...
Absolutely not. And then we will visit all 51 public elementary schools. We schedule that every year through our in-school EdReach program. We send our wind quintet, our string quintet, and a solo percussionist, my good friend Sherwood Mobley, will divide up the school district, the largest in South Carolina, I should say, and we will try to, you know, we will go to all the elementary schools. Then we'll bring them in. Some of the footage we just saw was from our big Michelin Children's Concert, and you know, Peggy, you were telling me you yourself, we couldn't do it without you. You were a volunteer usher for these.
I was an usher
we need
for
to,
those
we got to have
children's
crowd
concerts.
control for
That's a lot of
that, and you know, especially because it's sometimes as much as 4,000 kids. Last year it was around 3,500 kids for 2 concerts we put into the Peace Center. Many of those kids for the first time. It's the first time getting to see the big orchestra. One of the cool things that we do that we hadn't mentioned, Edvard came to me with this a few years ago. We started this thing called the Tchivzhel Challenge, where we take 3 kids from the audience who write us an essay and talk about why they want to conduct the Greenville Symphony. And we bring them on stage. They get a conducting lesson from the Maestro himself, and then it's off to the races. So that's, it's that kind of direct engagement all the way up with our middle school concert, which we've just added. We encourage our fine arts middle school students to stick with it. Then we've got 2 really fine youth orchestras in Greenville. The Greenville County Youth Orchestra's Young Artist Orchestra. Dr. Gary Robinson's the conductor. We've been working with them for many years with our Shoulder to Shoulder program, where we put our musicians in with those budding superstars of the future, and it's their first sort of taste of what they're in for in the orchestral world. And then we've also started partnering with the Carolina Youth Symphony out at Furman with Dr. Leslie Hicken with our side-by-side program. So all the way up to continuing adult education. If you want to experience the GSO on any level, our education and community engagement programs are here to help you do that. And the thing that I'm excited about that I always like to say, it's part of this community here. When you come to a Lollipops, a Timber Tales, an EdReach, or the Michelin Children's Concert, those children do not pay. It's the support of our community that makes it possible to open our doors to the entire upstate area, and that's just such an important thing.
Some of the symphony members visit and perform in 51 elementary schools during the course of the year. 51 schools. No child is ever charged.
That's right.
All of these concerts for our youth are free all year long. And I think it's fabulous that we have this. It's a gift to the community.
Yeah.
And
I
the
have the
kids love
awesomest
it.
job,
The
I gotta
kids
say.
love it.
Yeah, you
And
do.
now the Lollipop Concerts, which are 50 years old, they are in various places, right? In libraries and
Primarily libraries. We Summer Lollipops, we'll move them around. We actually we were just we just started Summer Lollipops, and we'll go to the Greer Library branch, Simpsonville Library branch. The Lollipops concerts had been so successful, we had to move them to Hughes Main Library because we had, so many
great.
children coming in. And they're just short 30-minute programs, very much familiar classical music. That's the important thing. So many times people think, oh, well, how do you make kids like music? You just play it for them. Yeah, that's really all you have to do. But we'll read them a story. We'll give them something to dance along to, clap along to. They get to meet our musicians. And, this is a violin. This is how you make sound. And it's sometimes a very powerful encounter. It's so great. We started 6 years ago a partnership with our good friends at South Carolina Children's Theater called Timbre Tales, which is a very similar program. We just emphasize drama rather than the storybook, when the kids will get up and move along to the music. And it's a really, again, powerful experience for them to really experience how music impacts everything, how it tells a story, how it shows a story, and how you actually make music. The dream has to start somewhere.
I love your enthusiasm for what you do, because it spills right over to the kids. I mean, and these are all free.
Absolutely.
Now, we do have a couple of phone numbers, and of course, the Peace Center box office is where you could go to buy tickets to any symphony concert. But if you want information about all the things that the symphony does here in our community, you're welcome to call the Symphony office, and that's 467-3000 is the Peace Center, and then our Symphony office is 232-0344. And if maybe you're a newcomer to the area and you want to know what's going on, and they have marvelous brochures, and they're right there on Main Street, and we can all become a part of something living. And we're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll come back, so stay with us.